Hello, I'm Greta Tita Gita Mayor. In this channel, you will receive wisdom for living. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I will upload a new video. Now it's time to go to the topic. In this series, we are discussing about the course How to Execute Your Purpose. I have already shared the lesson 1, chapter 1, that is you must connect. So each one of us, we must connect to our King. We must connect to our Creator because He is the one who gave us life and we must be connected to Him because if not, we will die. Second is you must be fruitful. That is the second chapter wherein we are commanded to be fruitful, and we are commanded to be fruitful because He will spit us out if we do not produce whatever potentials He has given us. So, kailangan nating tuklasin yung ating galing, i-master ito, at i-release, i-contribute natin sa ating henerasyon para mapagaan yung kanilang buhay. So, you are carrying a gift that our generation needs it. Once you develop it, you have to serve it to our generation. Deploy yourself. So, dun tayo. So, sa buong buhay natin, dapat ay meron tayong na-master. We are not jack of all trade, master of none. So, we must master something. The gift that we are carrying, that God has given us because He has blessed us with those potentials. So, as a review, what kind of life do you want to live? A fruitful life or a mediocre life? So a fruitful life is a person who was able to discover his gift, develop it, and he was able to contribute his gift to our generation that will make us our life easy, that will make our life easy, simple, because of that contribution you have given us. Ang mediocre life naman ay yung mga tao na kung saan hindi nila na-discover yung kanilang gift, namuhay lang sila na ordinary, not extraordinary, kasi nga hindi nga nila na-develop yung kanilang gift at hindi nila ito na-contribute sa kanilang henerasyon. Kaya ang pangalawa na chapter ay pinag-aralan natin, you must be fruitful because it is a command of our King, and He will spit us out if we do not serve our gift, if we fail to discover and develop it. So, it is very important. Now, is God your king or president? Kasi kapag hari mo siya, ay handa ka maglaan ng panahon sumunod sa kanyang utos na be fruitful. And that is to maximize the gift He has given us, discover, develop, and serve it to our generation. So, ang pagsunod ay medyo nahihirapan ng karamihan, lalo na kapag lumaki tayo sa isang kultura na democracy. Nakasanayan natin na pag gusto lang ako kung gusto ko sumunod o hindi, pag gusto lang ako kung susunod ba ako hindi. Kasi nga, we have the freedom. Mayroon tayong kalayaan, mayroon tayong karapatan kung susunod ka o hindi sa sinasabi ng ating presidente. Pero kapag tayo ay pero pag sa isang kaharian, hindi ganun yung kultura kagaya sa demokrasy. So sa ating kultura ay tinuruan tayo o nakasanayan natin, naging culture natin na, di ba, yung mag-complain sa presidente or magsalita ng laban or hindi sumusunod. So, kasi karapatan natin yun. Kasi yun yung na-develop sa atin. Pero, sa kaharian ng Diyos, kung si God, if the Creator is your King, so, our culture is completely opposite with the culture, the kingdom of God. Kaya dapat tayo ay ma-equip, ma-unwind, ma-change the way we think. We must be changed the way we think. We must change the culture na nakasanayan natin kasi nga democracy, so kailangan natin matutunan ano ba yung kultura sa isang kaharian. And if God is your king, we must be obedient to Him. So yan yung ating pag-aaralan ngayon. Chapter 4, develop a lifestyle of obedient or being obedient to the king. And when we say lifestyle, ito yung nakasanayang ugali, nakasanayang gawin. Yon, kagaya ng pag-toothbrush, ay lifestyle na natin yon every after meal. And our text is found in Matthew 7:24-27. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on solid rock. Though the rain comes, it torrents, and the floodwaters rise, and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it is built on bedrock. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. When the rains and floods come, and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. So, yan yung ating text. So, maiintindihan natin yan mamaya. Babalikan natin sa ating mga pag-aaralan. So, the most powerful part of the body is the brain. According to Google, the average adult human brain has about 100 billion cells. So, ang daming cells sa ating brain. Grabe, 100 billion cells. Kaya nga, kapag nagkakaedad yung tao, kahit nagkaedad na siya ng 50 or 60, he can still remember, or 50, o baka sabihin nyo makalimutin. Pagdating ng 50, you can still remember vividly in your mind your memories when you were 6 years old, o yung mga memories ng 6 years old ka. Kahit yung mga 16, iba yun. Naalala pa nila yung mga bata sila. O sa atin na kahit 40 years old ka, syempre, maalala mo pa din because it is deposited in our mind. And saang mind na yan na nakadeposit? So there are two kinds of mind. There are two kinds of mind, and they are conscious mind and subconscious mind, which is the heart. So usually pag sinabing subconscious, we are referring to the heart. So when the Bible speaks about a heart, it refers to the subconscious. So kailangan nating maintindihan kung ano yung conscious mind at saka subconscious mind. So ito yon. The conscious mind responds to the immediate environment like the warm weather, hot or cold. So yun yung nagre-respond immediately. Yung ating conscious mind kapag mainit, sabi natin ang init, o kapag malamig, sabi natin malamig. So our reflexes, yun yung nagre-respond sa reflex natin yung yung conscious mind. And the heart or the subconscious mind, ito naman yun. The heart or the subconscious stores your memories, dreams, and the things you do, you hear, and you see repeatedly. Once it is stored in the subconscious, it will not be easily deleted. So, hindi madali-dali mawala yan. Kaya yung ating mga memories nandyan, mga dreams, mga desires, nakadeposit sa ating subconscious na tayong nakakalam or mga kunting mga tao lang na ginsharean mo. And the one that reflects is the subconscious. So, yun na mahalaga sa atin na maintindihan natin kung saan naka-deposit yun para alam natin. Paano may deposit din? Kailangan paulit-ulit na pinapakinggan. Na kapag naging part ng subconscious mo, it will not be easily deleted. It is because it becomes a part of your system, of your routine. It will become your habit, and it will become your lifestyle. So, kapag ang delikado dito, wrong information, if it is a wrong information, it becomes a stronghold in the mind. And if it is a bad habit, it is called vices or good bad habit nga magiging stronghold sa mind mo kapag kamaling ideas. Naririnig mo lagi na naririnig. So, it is very important to filter whatever you are listening. Kailangan yung truth that comes from the manual of life. So, we need to be careful what we are hearing, what we are seeing, and what we are doing, especially if it is not right. So, it will be deposited in the subconscious. So, it is very dangerous. So, if we are doing the right thing, always, lagi-lagi, then you will develop a good habit. So, napakahalaga na yung paulit-ulit mong ginagawa ay mga tuntunin, principle na nakasulat sa Manual of Life. Kagaya nito. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, when we say train, you train your children. You train your child. O sino man yung guardian na nagbabantay sa isang bata, kailangan ay maintindihan ito. It is the responsibility to train. When we say train, you teach him and you show to him. You must demonstrate. You must be an example. So, it is the responsibility of the parents to train their children. Train means, ulitin ko, you have to teach and demonstrate. show it to them para maging lifestyle din nila kung ano yung gusto mong lifestyle. I remember nung ako ay buntis sa aking anak, na isang anak lang, sabi ng doktor, habang nandiyan pa siya sa loob ng tiyan, you have to train him a good sleeping habit. So sabi niya kapag gabi na gumagalaw siya, sabihan mo matulog ka pa kasi gabi pa. Kapag araw-araw na okay lang yun, pero pag gabi, every time nagigising siya, gagalaw siya, sabihan mo siya lagi ng ganun kasi gabi pa. So yun nga, ginawa ko yon at sinunod ko yung mga sinasabi ng doktor na kapag gumagalaw siya ng gabi, ay sinasabihan ka matulog ka pa kasi gabi pa. So, and it works. Kasi paglabas ng aming baby, ay natutulog siya pag gabi, gising siya pag araw. And of course, pinapatulog namin siya pag araw kasi nga kailangan niya yun para ma-develop yung kanyang brain. And then, about the food that you want him to eat while he is still in the womb, kasi lalaki siya, sabi niya, kailangan kainin mo na kung ano yung gusto mong ipakain sa kanya someday. So, kainin mo mga sustansya, mga fruits, vegetables like yung ampalaya, onion, tomatoes, ginger, garlic. So, kinakain niya yun. Kinakain ko yun. So, paglabas niya, kinakain niya din. Kaya nung siya ay ubuhin, pinapainom namin siya ng piniga na ampalaya, daw ng ampalaya. Instead na idluwa niya o isuka niya ay nilunok niya at nasarapan pa siya. Kaya, bakit ganon? Bakit na-love niya rin na kumain na ganon? Kasi nga, it has been deposited in his subconscious. So, when our child was born, tinuruan naman ako ng aming pidya. Sabi niya, pag introduce mo na yung mga pagkain, kailangan ay ang ipakain mo sa kanya, hindi yung mga artificial food or mga artificial food na may flavor or mga food na may mga flavor. Sabi niya, introduce to him the natural taste, natural food so that his taste buds will be established to the natural taste. So, yun ang ginawa ko and it works. Hindi siya mahilig sa matamis or may mga flavor, kundi mga natural lang na lasa. So why? Because it has been deposited in the subconscious. And once it is deposited in the subconscious, it will become your lifestyle. Nakasanayan. So, if you want your child to develop, or if you want to develop a child that is health conscious, bata pa siya, kailangan mo na siyang turuan, pakainin. O, turuan, tapos, ipakita bakit kailangan mo siyang, turuan, bakit kailangan siya pakainin o kumain ng ganyan, hindi bawal, kailangan ganito kumain ka, kasi bawal yan, so hindi ganun bawal, kundi turuan mo siya bakit siya kumakain ng mga gulay, masustansyang pagkain, balanced diet, bakit kailangan kumain tayo ng grow, glow, kasi nga, para maging healthy yung ating katawan, at matupad na pa natin yung ating layunin sa buhay. Kaya, paglaki niya, magiging health conscious siya, kasi tuturuan mo siya pagkatapos ay ipapakita mo sa kanya. Siyempre, kakain ka rin. You must be an example. And if you want him to grow with the good manners, siyempre, turuan mo siya at ipakita mo sa kanya. Teach him and show to him. Be an example. At gawin niya yun. So, ulit-ulit, gusto mo siyang maging responsable, give him a responsibility. Turuan mo siya na matuto mag-decide, bata pa siya. Pag pumunta kayo sa isang mall or ito lang yung gawin mo ha. So, dapat ito lang yung budget. Pag bibili siya ng laruan, so matututo siya, he will be trained to decide even at his young age. So mahalaga yun kasi ganun yung ginawa ko sa aking anak and it is true, it has been deposited in his subconscious. So whenever na pupunta siya sa isang mall or marunong na siya mag-budget ng kanyang pera, bakit? Kasi nakasanayan niya na. So it has been deposited in the subconscious, it will become your lifestyle. So it takes time to develop a lifestyle or a good lifestyle for your child. You need patience. So teach and show and demonstrate to them and then always guide them. Paulit-ulit yan hanggang maging lifestyle nila because it will be deposited in their subconscious. So a lifestyle takes time to develop. Kailangan maging makasanayan. In order to develop a lifestyle, you have to do it regularly. Kailangan gawin mo ito paulit-ulit. Kung ano yung lifestyle na gusto mong i-develop, kailangan ay paulit-ulit mo siyang gawin para maging lifestyle. Paulit-ulit na ipapakita, paulit-ulit na gagawin. So, yun yung mahalaga natin na gagawin paulit-ulit. So, in order to develop a lifestyle, of obedience, you have to obey and obey and obey and obey. Siyempre, kailangan mo rin pag-aralan para may masunod ka. Then you will become obedient. For example, yung mga natural law na kung saan ating katawan na natural law is to our body function ay our body, kung maalala nyo, our body or we were created to function according to principles. So we must follow the principles of our body. And then, uminom ka ng 8 to 10 glasses every day. So, yun yung isa sa mga principle ng ating katawan, kumain ng mga masustansyang pagkain to feed our cells, not our stomach. So, yun ang ugaliin natin. Na kapag kumakain ka, anong masisipsip ng mga vilay yan sa kinakain mo? Masustansya ba o hindi? So, yun yun. So, dapat maintindihan natin. So, obey your parents in the Lord. So, kailangan mo siya dun sa sinabi sa Ephesians 6:1. So, maging masunurin sa ating mga magulang if you are young. And even you are old. So, obey the laws of your land. Especially, kagaya ng traffic. Yung mga traffic rules or yung mga batas sa kalsada, sumunod. You have to cross the pedestrian lane o pedestrian line. At kapag red, you stop if you are driving your car. So, kailangan yun, go kapag green. So, sumusunod ka. And then, you have to obey the supernatural law. Yung ating conscience, yun, obedience brings blessing. So, if you are obedient person, you will always cross the pedestrian lane or line. So, kasi nga, obedient ka na tao eh. You will always throw your waste to the garbage, yung mga basura mo sa garbage. At nagsisegregate ka, kasi yun yung ating batas. Segregate kung ano yung perishable and non-perishable. Those are little things, but if you are obedient to that, therefore, it is easy for you to be obedient to our King. So, if it is your lifestyle, hindi siya pabigat. It is your lifestyle, nag-i-enjoy ka sa paggawa niyan. So, you will enjoy obeying the King if it is your lifestyle to become obedient. So, how to become obedient or how to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King? First, always listen to His teachings. Why? Always. Kasi lagi-lagi, di ba, paulit-ulit para maging lifestyle mo siya. Siyempre, wala ka namang susundin kung wala ka narinig at wala ka naintindihan. So, when we say listen, ito yun ang ibig sabihin. Sabi sa Matthew 7:24, anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on solid rock. When we say listen, you listen attentively, carefully. Wala kang ibang ginagawa, nag-concentrate ka. And you can follow because you understand it and you will be called wise. And the person who is wise to follow the principles of the Bible, yung mga principle mo ay nakabase sa manual of life, yung mga principle mo sa buhay, hindi mo lang pinulot kung saan-saan, kundi nakabase sa manual of life, you will become wise if you follow it, and you will be like a person who builds a house on solid rock. Kasi nga, matatag yung pundasyon mo. Kaya yung principle mo dapat sa buhay ay ayon sa manual of life, hindi yung principle ng sanlibutan or ungodly. But if our principle, if we do not follow, sabi rito sa Matthew 7:26, but anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. Matthew 7:26. So, sabi rito, anyone who hears, kanina, listen. So, yung hears lang, ibig sabihin ay pumasok dito sa kanan na tenga, lalabas sa kaliwa. So, wala kang matutunan and wala kang masusunod. At sabi sa Bible, you are foolish and you are like a person who builds a house on sand. So, ibig sabihin ay hindi maganda yung pundasyon. Kaya madaling bumigay, madaling magreklamo, madaling irritable. So, yun. Kasi nga yung mga tuntunin ay hindi sinusunod o yung mga tuntunin naman ay hindi nakabase sa manual of life. So, it's very important to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King, and that is, the first is to always listen para alam natin kung ano yung mga tuntunin sa buhay. But, if you do not obey, magiging unwise ka or foolish ka ang sabi. So, when you listen, focus, you concentrate, and that it will be deposited in your subconscious. But if you just heard it, it is not stored in the subconscious. You will forget it. May tendency na malimutan mo since it is not deposited in the subconscious. So today, if you are listening now, hindi ka naggumagawa ng anuman, hindi ka nag-scroll ng kung ano-ano dyan, kundi nakakonsentrate ka, maitatanim ito sa iyong subconscious. Kung maganda nga dapat ay paulit-ulit mo na pinapakinggan, paulit-ulit mo na pinapakinggan ang teaching na ito para maging part ng iyong i-deposit sa iyong subconscious. So, mahalaga na alam mo kung ano yung mga principle, kaya lagi kang nakikinig dapat. So, but if you listen to what I am teaching now, you will be able to understand, it will be deposited in your subconscious. Kaya mga ganda pa ulit. So, when you focus, it means you concentrate and you stop doing anything right now. You listen attentively, you set aside your gadget, you do not scroll anything, but you listen carefully, then it will be deposited in your subconscious. Kasi nga, naintindihan mo siya. It is because it has been your lifestyle na makinig ng maayos kapag ka may nagtuturo about sa principles about the Word of God. So, you shouldn't be doing anything else but focus. So, if you have just heard the teaching of Christ once, you will not obey it. But if you listen attentively, always, then you will be able to obey it because you will be able to understand. But if you always listen to the teaching of Christ, you will enjoy it. And eventually, it will become your lifestyle to listen and apply what you have learned. Kasi nga, pag sinunod mo talaga yung principle, you will enjoy the benefits. And if your lifestyle, hindi pabigat sa'yo. So, when you want to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King or to the teaching of Christ, you must focus in studying the principles, the laws, and you will be able to apply it. So, develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King or to Christ's teaching by listening again and again and again. Kaya napakahalaga, uma-attend ka, nakikinig ka, so that you will be able to practice it. The problem is, how can you obey if you do not know? How can you obey if you do not understand? So, it is very important for you to take time and listen. That's why you must attend a church regularly. Kaya yung nakaraan na sabi ko na kapag si God, yung ating Creator, our King, ibig sabihin, we will commit our life, we will commit ourselves to study the principles in the kingdom and to go to church regularly. Na priority mo ito kasi commitment mo ito kasi hari mo siya. Pero kung hindi ka talaga maglalaan ng panahon. And you will not do this, you will not follow this. But if He is your King, then you will be willing to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King. And I tell you, you will enjoy it. Hindi pabigat ang pagsunod sa mga tuntunin kasi may mga principle sa buhay na kung saan na-discover mo, ang saya, nakaka-enjoy. It will guarantee success. And then, pangalawa ay how to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King. Practice His teaching. So, ano ibig sabihin ng practice? Follow the principles. Practice to perform often, customarily, or habitually. To perform our work repeatedly. To train by repeated exercises. So, yan yung ibig sabihin. So, if you follow the principles ng design to succeed, yung principle dun, di ba, 7P, purpose, passion, potentials, planning, people, persistent, and prayer. So those are the principles. If you follow it, it will guarantee success because it is a principle found in the manual of life. For example, the planning. A lot of people do not write their plans, but according to what we have learned, we need to document our plans. Nasa Bible din yun, nasa manual of life din yun. Kaya mahalaga na alam natin yung mga principle na ito. So, planning is a principle wherein you have to write down your plans that is based according to the purpose. So, focus on your gift also. Develop. Kung gusto mong sundin yung purpose ni God sa buhay mo, magplano ka according sa purpose. So, you have to discover your gift. And that is also a principle. Focus on your gift and you will be passionate about it and you will until you become expert. If you don't follow these principles, ay hindi ka talaga magtatagumpay kasi nasa Bible yan. So, when you focus on your gift, passion, and you are passionate about it, until you become an expert, then you follow the principles, then blessings will just follow. Whatever pandemic, whatever crisis, whatever you encounter, you will not be stressed because you know where you are heading. Kasi nga may plano ka sinusunod and that is a principle. And you know and you are clinging to that. So Jesus said, you will be like a house that is built on a solid rock. Ay yung kanina, yung pinakita ko. Kapag sinusunod nyo yung mga batas at tuntunin sa salita ng Diyos, mga principles sa buhay mo ay base according sa manual of life. So, if you continue to follow it, you will be successful. But if you do not follow, you do not listen, wala ka, narinig mo man, di mo sinusunod, dahil wala kang time, laging walang time, so wala kang susundin. But if you take time, you decide, and you make God as your king, then you will take time, then you will be able to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the king because you always listen and you understand. Then you will be able to practice. When we say practice, paulit-ulit mo, ibig sabihin you practice, you don't just obey once or twice, but it is your lifestyle. It is your practice. So, if not, you will be frustrated, discouraged, and be burned out. Kasi kapag nakafocus ka lang doon sa ambition mo until na wala ka ng time para matuklasan kung ano yung layunin, bakit ka nabubuhay sa mundong ito, hindi mo na natuklasan kung ano yung dahilan, bakit ka binigyan ni Lord ng ganong gift, o hindi mo na natuklasan yung gift mo, hindi mo na master, hindi mo na develop, you will be frustrated. At the end of your life, you will say, ano ba ang dahilan bakit ako nabubuhay sa mundong ito? Uupo ka na lang sa iyong rocking chair. What is the purpose why I was born? You are frustrated, you are disgusted, you're disappointed with your life because you were not able to master kahit isa lang na gift mo, na alam mo. So, napakahalaga na maglaan ng panahon. It is because when you focus on money in order to live, to survive, you will fail to discover your purpose and your gift. So, mahalaga na alam natin yung tamang principle sa buhay, yung principle, definition ng success. Kapag alam mo yon, siyempre, magfo-focus ka dun sa purpose mo kasi success is fulfilling the purpose why you were born. At binigyan ka ni Lord ng galing, ng talino, ng ideas, ng gift, potentials para i-master mo yung gift na yan at i-serve mo sa iyong henerasyon at mamunga ka. And that is following the principle. So, it is very important to understand. So, remember this. Remember, purpose and potentials without principle is dangerous. So, kapag sumusunod ka lang sa purpose mo, walang principle sa buhay na gabay para sa'yo, may tendency na ma-frustrate ka lang sa buhay mo. So, how to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King? We must always listen to the teachings of Christ, the principles, and practice each teaching. His teaching. Kailangan ay sundin natin. So, what shall you do in order to develop a lifestyle of obedience to the King? Dapat ay sumunod. Una, always listen to His teachings. Focus. Kailangan maglaan ng panahon na alam mo dapat yung mga tuntunin kasi yun yung mag-protect sa'yo. Pangalawa, practice His teaching. It must become your lifestyle so that you will live like heaven on earth because the Bible is full of principles and laws that will guide us to live like heaven on earth. So, napakahalaga na alam natin ito. And the Bible also teaches us that we will only be successful and prosperous if we follow the teaching, the principles that is based on the Bible. So, our principles in life must be according to what the manual of life says. So we need to listen so that we will discover and understand. And once we understand, we must obey and practice. It will become our lifestyle. If it is your lifestyle, hindi na ito pabigat sa'yo, kundi nag-i-enjoy ka ito gawin kasi naging bahagi na ng buhay mo at ito yung system mo. And you will enjoy a fruitful life, living like heaven on earth. So that's all. Thank you and God bless. Please don't forget to to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you will be able to, notified whenever I will upload a new video. So that's all.